This GeForce Now Thursday, we have a total of 6 games being added to the service, of which we'll be going over in this video, while also taking a look at the list of games slated to come in December. And let me just say, there are some pleasant surprises. So let's dive right in and get to it. To kick things off, we have the title you're looking at currently, and that's Warhammer 40k Darktide, which is a brand new release that you can pick up over on Steam. I can tell you right now that I'm a huge fan of this game, and I would highly recommend picking it up if you're at all into the Vermintide franchise or Left 4 Dead. It's a fun, frantic, cooperative action game where you're gonna be blasting through waves and waves of enemies without stopping. If you didn't know, this game's got Vermintide's amazing melee system, since it is from the same devs, with a bit more focus on shooting aspects. If you want a more in-depth preview, be sure to check out the annotation above where I talked about my impressions after playing the beta, and be aware that a lot of what I said there remains true with the full release. I gotta say, it's just a fantastic game and one that I think a lot of people may overlook. Also worth pointing out that if you're looking to put that RTX 3080 membership to the work, this game is a fantastic one to do so with, because the game is quite a stunner visually. But now let's move on to the next new game releasing this week, and it's The Night Witch, which is available over on Steam. It's described as a Metroidvania adventure game with fast-paced shoot-'em-up combat, and I gotta say, it seems to have a lot going for it. You'll be casting devastating card-based spells, forging close bonds, and making moral choices in your quest to save your home. The game definitely has a bit of a unique take on the Metroidvania genre. In fact, it's mixing quite a few genres, but more importantly, it seems to be doing it very well. The game's currently sitting at mostly positive review scores over on Steam. But now let's move on to title number 3 coming this week, and it's For Triumph free on the Epic Games Store from December 1st to December 8th, so be sure to claim it. It's a strategy game that combines the turn-based combat of XCOM with the world exploration of Heroes of Might and Magic. In it, you'll be building towns, collecting artifacts, improving your heroes, and influencing your tactical surroundings using physics. The game's definitely got a bit of a cartoony visual art style that's full of color usage, and I gotta say it's very welcoming because of that. Also worth mentioning that the game does feature local multiplayer support, but just as a heads up, there is no online. If you're a fan of games like XCOM or maybe even Into the Breach, this is definitely worth claiming, especially for free. Game number 4 is one that I'm sure is going to make a lot of people happy, and that's Battlefield 2042, available on Steam and Origin. Yes, you heard that right, the newest entry to Battlefield is now supported. And yes, it has support for both NVIDIA DLSS and RTX On. And I'd argue it's pretty good timing to add it to GeForce Now too, as Season 3 Escalation has just launched for the title. I think it's fair to say that 2042 was a bit disappointing to long-term Battlefield fans, but I'm happy to say that DICE has been making strides with these updates to make the game better for everyone. And because of those updates, there's been a bit of a resurgence in player count. You can definitely find plenty of games and plenty of people to play with. Not to mention, they will be running a free access weekend running from December 1st to the 4th, and it comes with a members only reward for GeForce Now users. This marks yet another great game to test out that RTX 3080 tier if you happen to have a membership. And the game itself also marks the 19th title to be added from EA to GeForce Now. But now let's take a look at the next title, and it's called Alien Swarm Reactive Drop, which is described as a cooperative top-down shooter that's available for free on Steam. You're hunting some big scary bugs, and you're going to be needing some cooperative play and squad level tactics to survive. The game has support for up to 8 players, Steam Workshop, cooperative campaigns, challenges, PvP game modes, and more. And if you didn't hear me the first time, it's absolutely free, so be sure to check it out, as it has overwhelmingly positive review scores on Steam. Now for the last title coming to GeForce Now, it's Stormworks Build and Rescue, which you can pick up on Steam. In this game, you get to join a world where you design, create, and pilot your own air-sea rescue service, releasing your inner hero as you battle fierce storms out at sea and rescue those in need. You can choose how you want to play with the custom creative mode or career survival mode, with various survival difficulty options for you to add and take away for an extra challenge. And there's all sorts of things you'll have to deal with, such as fall and impact damage, fire damage, hypothermia, mechanical damage, water pressure damage, and even sharks. But best of all, you can play with some friends in some cooperative multiplayer action where you have to operate multi-crew vehicles. And with that, we've covered the 6 games being added to GeForce Now this week, but since it is the beginning of the month, we have a list of 22 games slated to come in December. While I won't be breaking down each of these 22 titles individually in this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to the channel as I break down the latest releases each and every week on GFN Thursday. For now, let's simply take a look at the list, but before we do, I want to highlight one game in particular because I know it's going to excite a lot of people. I'm more than happy to report that 2K Games' Marvel's Midnight Suns will be coming to GeForce NOW. Now, before getting into the details of why this is exciting news, I need to point out that the game will be coming to GeForce NOW, but not at launch. After all, the game does come out this week, and I didn't talk about it earlier in the video. That said, it is slated to release in December. Hopefully the wait won't be too long, but now let's talk about why this is exciting news. First off, it's a AAA game from the creators of XCOM and it's Marvel. The game looks awesome and it's getting some very solid reviews. And it's yet another game that will definitely shine with the RTX 3080 tier. But in addition to that, this marks the first game published by 2K to come to GeForce NOW. While it certainly isn't confirmation of anything, it is very exciting news for the potential releases that come from 2K. After all, they're a major publisher in the game and they publish some of the biggest titles out there. Frankly speaking, I don't even want to say those games' names because I know that's all people will ask for. I just really am happy to see that Marvel's Midnight Suns is on its way. And hopefully it does well enough for 2K to bring more of their catalog over because I know it's something that would be huge for the GeForce NOW community. But that's enough of that, let's take a look at the other 21 titles slated to come out in December. You can look forward to Art of the Rail, Swordship, Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign, Chained Echoes, Ixion, Togs, Samurai Maiden, Wavetail, Master of Magic, Brawlhalla, Carrier Command 2, Cosmoteer Starship Architect and Commander, Dakar Desert Rally, Dinkum, Floodland, and Project Hospital. Now, as per usual, this doesn't include every single game that'll launch in December, this is just what's currently planned. Last month, there were 26 games announced, but they saw an extra 10 games arrive to GeForce NOW, so be sure to stay tuned to the channel for any surprises that are in store. Before wrapping things up, I think it's also perfect timing to remind everybody that the Green Thursday Black Friday deal is still on for gift cards, and it's a perfect stocking stuffer. So if you planned on jumping on that deal, be sure to check it out. Now, if you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. As always, thank you for watching the video, I hope you have a great day. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.